Greetings, I am Sufi Sofiana and I will be presenting about the significance of titration in the medical industry. The main principle in medical drug dosing or drug titration is to provide patients with adequate and effective treatment, all while minimizing the side effects and the abuse of medication. According to CAFRE 2021, drug titration is a way for clinicians to personalize medication via dose adjustment, whether it is up, down, or cross titrations. Next, I will be explaining about up, down, and cross titrating. Up titrating is increasing the dosage over time until symptom relief occurs or lab value is met. This indicates the most appropriate dose for the patients. Next is down titrating. Down titrating refers to decreasing the dosage over time to lessen side effects to find the lowest possible dose that keeps the patient's symptoms and lab values under control. Last but not least, cross titrating. This refers to up and down titration occurring at the same time, whereby one medication is being decreased or stopped, while another is being increased or started. So you might be wondering, what are the examples of medications that requires titration? The first is antibiotics, like vancomycin and aminoglycosides. Next is antidiabetics, metamorphin and insulin. Next is antipsychotics, like olanzapine or quetiapine. Lastly is opioids, like morphine and oxycodone.
Titration in cosmetics. Titration is a vital analytical technique in the cosmetic industry, widely used to ensure the accuracy and consistency of product formulation. It helps determine the concentration of active ingredients such as acids, bases, and preservatives in products like facial cleansers, creams, and lotions. Types of titration in cosmetics. Firstly is acid-base titration. It is to determine the concentration of acidic or basic components in cosmetics such as facial cleansers, toners, and peels. Secondly is redox titration. It is to analyze ingredients that undergo oxidation or reduction, such as antioxidants. Last but not least is precipitation titration. It is to determine halide ions like chloride or other ions that form precipitates. For this slide, I will be talking about the cosmetics that requires titration. Firstly is facial cleansers and toners. The titrated compounds include glycolic acid, lactic acid, or salicylic acid. The titration type is acid-base titration. Its purpose is to determine the concentration of glycolic acid to ensure it is within safe limits, typically around 5 to 10%. It is to verify the correct acid strength for exfoliation and pH balance. Lastly is anti-aging serum. Its purpose is to determine the antioxidant potency and stability of vitamin C. The titration type is redox titration. The titrated compound is ascorbic acid, vitamin C.
Now moving on to food industry. Titration in food industry is an important analytical technique used to determine the concentration of certain components in food and beverages. It's especially useful for quality control, ensuring consistency, safety, and compliance with food standards. There are 4 types of titration in food industry. The first one and the most common one is the acid-base titration. It is often used to measure acidity or alkalinity in the food, and it is very common in fruit juices and dairy products. The next one we have precipitation titration, which are often used to measure ions that can form precipitates. For example, it is used to measure salt content in canned food and snacks. The third one, we have redox titration. It is often used to measure oxidizing or reducing agents in foods. For example, we use redox titration to test reducing sugars, which are sucrose, in honey and syrup. The last one is complexometric titration. It is used to measure metal ion concentration, such as analyzing the content of calcium in milk and cheese.
Hello everyone. So in this part, I will be talking about how titration is used to protect environment. Titration helps us to check if water, soil, or air is clean or polluted. It is used in environmental monitoring to measure harmful chemicals. Scientists use titration to measure how acidic or how basic the water is. This tells them the pH level. For example, if the water is too acidic or too basic, it can harm fish, plants, and other animals living in the river. Titration gives a very accurate result, so scientists can know if the river is safe or polluted. Next, titration also checks the amount of oxygen in water, which is important for fish survival. And lastly, titration helps measure the acidity of rain caused by air pollution.